Hello, America. It's TV's Dave Galvin here once again with Travel Secrets with TV's Dave Galvin. You know, it's come to my attention. I actually don't really talk about my websites all that much other than the Time for Your Vacation URL down there at the bottom of the screen that I always have. So real quickly, I want to let you know I do have a travel blog that I update daily, or at least I try to. It's at timeforyourvacation.blog. That's timeforyourvacation.blog. Also, not just timeforyourvacation.com, but I do give travel tours, and we are ramping up for our really big tour of Tunisia, where we're going to visit the standing sets of Star Wars that are left over in the middle of the desert. And we're also going to visit some historical sites and some, Raiders of the Lost Ark places. Some wonderful things. And you can learn all about that at davethetourguide.com. That's davethetourguide.com. And for those of you who wish to travel on a more elite style, we have blackkeyelite.com. blackkeyelite.com. Those of you who want to add an extra level of luxury to your travels. All right, so today we're talking about something that a lot of people think they understand, but honestly, most people get completely wrong. And it's, why is Mexico still the best value in travel? Yes, I know I wasn't here last week. I took spring break off, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Mexico. I do want to mention that next week I will be traveling to Europe. My wife and I will be taking a cruise out of Italy, and I will be sharing a lot of my thoughts when I get back from the cruise. I will be sharing a lot of my thoughts right here on this very podcast. Now, I will try to pre-record a few of these video podcasts. I'll try to pre-record them before we leave, just so I don't leave y'all hanging. So be sure to hit the like and the follow button. That way you can be updated anytime you need to. So why is Mexico still the best travel value? It's not just cheap travel. It's not just budget travel. I'm talking about, actual real value here, because there's a massive difference between cheap travel and a small trip. Because there's a massive difference between cheap travel. Because there's a massive difference between a cheap trip and a smart trip. I keep trying to say cheap trick there. And if you're choosing the right places, the right resorts, and the right timing, of course, Mexico will still beat almost every destination Americans will travel to. So today I'm going to break down why that's true, what people misunderstand about it, and when Mexico actually isn't the right choice. So most people think value means the lowest price, and that's not true. Value means what you get for the price, and this is where Mexico destroys pretty much every destination on the planet. So let's compare a few places. You can spend $3,000 going to the Caribbean islands and get a basic room, food, and very little included. Or you can spend the same money in Cancun or Playa del Carmen and stay in a luxury all-inclusive resort where almost everything is covered. Food, drinks, transportation, entertainment shows, beach access, pools, and usually a nicer room. So it's not just cheaper, it's kind of smarter too. Here's the part people don't talk about enough. Mexico is one of the few places where normal people can actually afford luxury. Not fake luxury, real luxury. You can stay in a 5-star resort in like Puerto Vallarta and get things that would cost double or triple in Europe. You can get oceanfront suites or a private plunge pool, high-end restaurant, spa access, things like that. And the crazy part is, people don't realize how much they're actually getting. They just see the price and assume it's cheap travel. But when you break it down, you're getting a luxury experience that would cost a fortune in Paris or Rome. Another reason Mexico is still the best value is simple: the flights. From the U.S., flights to Mexico are usually short, direct, and affordable. You're not flying 10 hours. You're not dealing with jet lag. You're not losing an entire day just to get there. You can leave in the morning and be sitting on the beach in Cancun by the afternoon. And what makes a huge difference is how much value you're getting out of the trip. Because the longer and more expensive the flight, the more the destination has to impress you to make it worth it. Believe me, I know I'm about to hit a 15-hour flight to go to Italy. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. But Mexico doesn't have that problem. All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room: safety. A lot of people still think Mexico is dangerous everywhere. And it's not a reality. It really never was. There's a huge difference between areas that tourists never go to in places like Cancun, Cabo, and Puerto Vallarta. Millions of Americans travel there every year, and resorts are built for tourism. The entire economy in those areas depend on visitors having a good time. So the idea that Mexico is unsafe everywhere just isn't accurate. What really matters is choosing the right place and booking it the smart way. And here's where I'm going to be honest. Mexico isn't the best value for everyone. If you're someone that hates warm weather, or sometimes hot, it's not going to be the best fit. If you only want history and museums, Europe is going to make a lot more sense. And if you want quiet, remote, completely empty beaches, there are better options. But if you want relaxation, fantastic food, great resorts, easy travel, and strong value for your money, Mexico is still one of the smartest decisions you are going to make. So, here's the takeaway. Mexico isn't cheap. It's one of the few destinations where price, convenience, luxury, and experience all kind of line up in a way that makes sense for normal travelers. And that's why it's still the best value in travel, especially for people in the United States who want a great trip without spending a fortune. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to follow the podcast. And if you're planning a trip and want to help choosing the right resort, the right location, the right time to go, hey, that's what I do for a living. So give me a call. Hey, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on Thursday.